I'm Kumar Ashutosh, and I'm a front-end developer from India. And I have an overall 6 years of professional experience with major experience or expertise in front-end frameworks and libraries like Angular and React. And apart from them, I've also worked on hybrid mobile app development with Ionic and React Native. So, most of my work and day-to-day experience revolves around building those pixel perfect screens and adding the functionality and interactivity in the web applications. So yeah, that's about my professional experience. So majorly it was to work with global talents. Uh, while I have been involved in international projects before, but I never got a chance to really collaborate one-on-one and build products. So for past couple of years, I was trying to see if I can get a direct opportunity, and I was open for actually Canada and London. However, Canada always had an edge because I have some of my friends and relatives staying there, and they've always been praising about that place. So this was more of to kind of get an opportunity to work with talents overseas and help me grow myself professionally. And also, like, I had an idea that I would like to work in a product based company where I get to build a product from scratch and see through its life cycle, because most of my current experience have been in service oriented companies. So these are few of the things because of which I was looking for an overseas opportunity, and I was planning on relocating as well. Actually, to be very frank, before VanHack, I there was no such process for me to find a job. I was just going through some opportunities and I was applying to them. I tried finding the recruiter on LinkedIn, and if I was able to get in touch with them, then I would just get some details about the job role. But there was no platform or anything that I was using. I did try a couple of them, but it was mostly like you have to pay some fees upfront, and there was no guarantee. Like, you will only get the good job opportunities when you pay something or you sign some sort of contract with them. And since I wasn't aware about the platforms, I didn't really like to do that. So I was just browsing through similar videos on YouTube, and I happened to see the one success story in my suggestions that was from VanHack. That's when I saw it and I explored VanHack. I went to the website and I signed up. There was an English verification, and I actually signed up way before. So there was a different process back then, and then slowly I get myself enrolled in that. I got my English verified. After that, I also got into some coding tests, and I cleared those which were matching my profile. And then post that, I started applying for the job opportunities there in on VanHack. Remember correctly, the first time when I started it, at that time I actually had to interact with someone, and based on that, I got the rating. But after some time, the process was changed, and now, like, we have to basically create a video recording of ourselves and answer a few questions and submit those in VanHack, and based on that, we will be getting rated whether we have advanced or proficient levels. But one good thing is that, like, there are a lot of resources available on VanHack, and we have the Premium Academy as well to kind of help us through few of the things where there might be some hesitation, or some of the folks, if they're having some problem in conveying what they want to say. So that was very helpful. I actually, like, uh, when I went through the English verification process, I got approved I got the advanced level in the first attempt. So that was also, like, that helped me boost my confidence in terms of speaking up. So that was a good experience. The idea that you have to basically convey about yourself, and in a timed manner, you have to basically express about yourself, your profile, and why you are a good suited candidate. Uh, Before actually appearing for the video, you start jotting down the points of what you want to say and what you think is important to be in the video and all. So that's definitely a good exercise, I would say. I mean, practicing those things in front of the mirror was a great exercise, as suggested by one of the VanHack team members. To be very frank, when I initially started and I used some other platforms, I always knew that there is going to be some catch in that, like, where it might involve me like, to pay up some money upfront, or there might be a contract that if I get a job offer, then I have to pay a certain amount of the offer to them, like a month's salary or something like that. But to my surprise, when I started using VanHack, and I think so, I went through the frequently asked question in about VanHack, and where it was mentioned that they never charge candidates any fee, and basically their services, like, they get paid by the companies to get them great candidates. So I started my journey, and even though I was a bit skeptical when I began, like I thought like there might be at some point I might have to pay up, but I was very surprised to see that the job opportunities is open for everyone, irrespective of whether you are subscribed to the Premium Academy or not. And even when I was not subscribed to the Premium Academy, there are a lot of free resources available. And I remember that just before I got a call for this opportunity, I spent 2 or 3 weekends going through all of those resources. And there are multiple VanHack Zoom sessions also that are happening, which are a great way to kind of collaborate with everyone and learn about how to answer those behavioral questions, which are like the first stone uh, before getting an actual interview and getting shortlisted and all. So that was very helpful. And one more thing that I like is whenever there you get shortlisted for any interview, you get a automated mail where you can schedule a mock interview with the VanHack team members, and they will basically help you out on what this specific company might be looking for and how it may go about. Like if there are some other VanHackers who have already been shortlisted in that company, then their experience are kind of shared with us, so it helps us increase our chances as well. So that was like great help for me. uh, I think I have been shortlisted 2 or 3 times, and one of the time it was like for a remote work in the beginning. So it was like for almost 8 to 12 months, and the time zone was not matching. They were expecting me to work in their time zone, which was not possible for me. So that didn't work out. But then, yeah, then this opportunity came along, and again, VanHack team was there right from the initial process of helping me prepare uh, to making sure that all the interviews and everything are being done as per, uh, you know, like basically there was insurance that the VanHack team is always there to help you in case you need it. Even after the interviews and all, even for the visa process and all, I kind of got all the help that I needed from the VanHack team. And I can officially say that till now, I haven't, like, I'm doing the job for past 2.5 months and I haven't paid anything. So it's not like at some point I had to pay or something like that. So I'm frankly still surprised that I never had to pay anything to use all the VanHack services, which are like actually very helpful. That definitely helps out because you always have a bit of a hesitation when you're going for a interview, right? And especially like for the very first round. So this mock interview kind of helps relieve some of that initial tension that you have. So in the mock interview, you get to know about the company, you get to know about the specific things that they are looking for. There might be sometimes practice behavioral questions that VanHack team members ask just to see that how well you are prepared, and they will tell you about some of the ways that we can answer, like using the star methodology to basically articulate our answers. And also, if there are some other VanHackers who have already been in that, I also got the name of few of the VanHackers who are like there to kind of help me out if in case I wanted to know about the company or the job role. uh, so that was all very helpful, I would say. And I haven't seen anyone else kind of doing this mock interviews. And I got this mock interview schedules every time I was shortlisted for any company. So it's not like there are just a count of mock interviews that will happen, like, okay, you join VanHack and then there are 2 mock interviews that you can take. It's not like that. Every time you get shortlisted, you can schedule for a mock interview just to kind of get the things going. So yeah, that's very helpful. Interview process is actually very smooth. So I think Monique from VanHack was helping me out with all the schedules. And there was a couple of times where I had to reschedule the interview, sometimes because the interviewers were not available at that time, and at the end moment they had to like change it. But then when they rescheduled it at that time, it wasn't possible for me to kind of attend it due to the difference in the time zone. But everything was sorted, and it wasn't that I was just told that, okay, no, you have to appear in at this time for this interview. So anytime there was any problem, again, VanHack was there to help out. And even like, my company also kind of assisted me. And whenever I requested for a reschedule, they were more than happy to accommodate those changes as well. So there were, I think so, 3 rounds of interviews and followed by the CEO round. The first round was actually surprising for me because generally what happens is the first round is mostly kind of get to know each other, right? And they ask about you or your profile and background, and based on that, the technical rounds are there. But when the first round started, after just 5 minutes of conversation, the interviewer just asked me that, hey, I have a coding problem for you, and can you just solve it now? So it was surprising, but then yeah, I was able to solve it, and it all worked out well. Frankly, I was only able to really accept that I have been selected when I started working. So I remember that the final round was actually pretty late for me, and by that time, my family members, they had already gone to sleep. So I got to know that I was selected, and I was very excited. But it was pretty late, so I had to contain that excitement. And after that, I was barely able to sleep. So I was waiting eagerly for everyone to wake up the next day and to share with them the news that I've got a full-time opportunity, and I would soon be relocating. So I think it was around 1 or 2 a.m. in the night for me. So, and then there was like, I started working after a month and a half from that. So once I started working, then I knew that, okay, now it's very official and that's definitely happening. And then my visa process and everything started. I got my LMI and everything. So yeah, all in all, like throughout this process, I have, at every stage, I was just full of excitement. And, there was a uh, bit of peace as well, because I have been trying to get an opportunity abroad for a very long time, for I think so 2 years. And then when it finally happened, I was also at ease that, yeah, finally, it happened, and it's like kind of a dream come true. So it was a great feeling. When I thought of getting a job abroad, right, it was mostly like via the companies that I was working with. So it was more like, if there are any opportunities overseas in the other branches, then I would like to get myself relocated. And there were some promises at that time with my immediate managers and all, but they never materialized due to some or the other reasons. So I kind of had this thing in my mind, that it's not going to work uh, in this way. It's definitely not going to work if I just sit and wait for some opportunity to randomly fall in place. So I knew that I had to do something else. But then again, before VanHack, I never had any process as such. So it was more of like, I just apply, but I more or less knew that nothing is going to happen, and I know I'm not going there. And yes, there was, time where I felt that, okay, it might not happen actually. So, I was all set in to settle here, and then, like to continue working here and all. But then when once I found VanHack, I was more or less like, okay, no, let's give this a shot, and let's dive in and give 100% and see what comes out of this. Due to the pandemic and all, the visa process is kind of slow as of now. And also, like, I had my medical test and biometrics done. So like post my medical checkups, I also got a request for additional medical checkups. So that also took time because the results were like, took around 2 months to come back. So now everything is approved in the profile and background verification is going on. So probably it should happen sometime around March or April. So let's see. I think so. Yeah, it might take 1 or 2 months more. I will just say that don't give up. I mean, there are only two things that can really help any van hacker, and that is having the patience and working towards the goal. Because VanHack is not like just another job portal. It's much more than that. And if they actually explore VanHack site, there are just so many resources and everything. Because I can tell from my experience that the interviews and uh, you know even the initial rounds or HR rounds and stuff like that, they do not happen the way it used to happen in my other interviews here in India, right? So there is a difference between the way you answer those things here and the way you have to answer there. And there are a lot of resources and everything available, and VanHack keeps communicating about some free Zoom sessions and everything. I would suggest that if possible, participate in all of those things, because that is definitely going to help. And I have, like, there was a time where on VanHack also I used to just apply for jobs and just wait, and things were not working out. And but when I finally started using those resources, going through them, participating in the Zoom sessions, and those hackathons and everything, that's when I actually was able to get some opportunity and crack those, because I was active and I knew how to present myself. Because before that, I was just doing what I used to do in the interviews when I had with any Indian companies here. And there's a difference. There is definitely a difference. And VanHack team members are much more experienced in letting us know on how to basically tackle those initial challenges. uh, because I think that all the ban hackers, they are more or less good in the technical side. The only problem is, like, you kind of have to present yourself and make convince the companies that you are the best candidates. And that initial process, answering those behavioral questions, that's going to take some time to understand how to really say and answer those things. That's where VanHack resources and those Zoom sessions will be very helpful. So yeah, I would say patience and hard work. That's that's going to really help them out if they really dedicate themselves. There are a lot of opportunities, and every day new opportunities are added. I don't think so there is a shortage of those. So I think everyone can get their uh, dreams come true. Say that I have actually referred some of my former colleagues, and the people that I know of, like, uh, someone that I know recently got shortlisted, and I was just having a call with her on this, like, last Sunday, and I told her about, like, how the process works and everything. I have been promoting VanHack because now I can officially promote, and I know that there is nothing, there is no asterisk mark here anywhere. It's all what you see, and everyone here is really helping you to get your dream come true. So for them, I would say that definitely join and take full advantage of the platform, because there are a lot of specific women hiring events that are going on. And I feel that if they join VanHack, and since it's like it's all in virtual world, they do not have to basically go at any place and participate in these interviews and all. It really helps them overcome some of those challenges which they generally have when they have to appear for physical interviews, and it's at a different location, or there are some timing constraints and all. So VanHack is a great place for all those women in tech, and they can basically participate in the specific drives as well, which increases their chances also. So I have also seen a lot of success cases. In fact, the first success case which got VanHack introduced to me was for a female candidate. So I would say that, yeah, I mean, here you can get all the things that you want, and probably you won't have as much challenges as you have on other platforms. And even my friend whom I was just sharing this information, she just created a profile probably like 2 months before, and she is already shortlisted for a job opportunity. So that's definitely a good place to be here.